Welcome to VentureCast, our podcast. We're doing this by the... we're flying blind on this one.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes.
This is the baby podcast. This is the newborn.
I think I'm your host, Mario. Hello, everyone. Over here we have...
Hello, I'm Daniel. Or Danny.
Yeah.
Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis. Yes, we have acclaimed critical actor Daniel Day-Lewis in the studio today.
It's Danny. You actually better not call me Daniel or else I'm going to beat you.
Okay. I actually have called you Daniel before. And it just slips out.
I let it slip.
Yeah, and it slips out when I'm like trying to be serious. But I do definitely enjoy doing the Daniel.
And who's this talking?
Oh, yes. And I am your lovely, generous... beautiful voiced Scrags, aka Gary, aka Mario 2, aka Gary Sario.
Mario 2?
Yeah.
His real name is Mario, but we have too many Marios.
There's
so
too many.
We have
it's
to
too many.
just
Yeah. I'm the original. He's Doki Doki Panic, that famous video game.
Exactly.
So, let's see. We have a lot to do and a lot to talk about today, but let's talk about our weeks. And who wants to kick this off?
I guess I'll start. We just pretty much haven't played much this week. I've just been sticking with the Madden train because I'm all about that Madden.
Yeah. You got your fantasy league.
I actually missed the playoffs.
Are you serious?
By a few games.
Okay.
I started off hot. I started off 3-0. I was
That's pretty good.
I'm fucking making the playoffs. And then about mid-season rolls around, I'm on like a 7-game losing streak.
Oh, God.
So were you playing for money? Was there a
We
pool
were,
somewhere?
yeah. It's
okay.
with the guys from work. We were playing for money, and yeah, it's the pay time is coming.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna
yeah.
have to drop, whatever the buy-in was.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking forward to that. But yeah, that's my week sucked.
Yeah.
Speaking back on the Madden thing, we are doing like a little Madden league with the guys from work, and we hit the playoffs. I made the playoffs. But
well, see, at least one way you made the playoffs.
hold on.
Oh.
I made the wild card round.
Ooh.
And I got spanked 30-something to 3. So
I rescind my congratulations.
I don't know what I would rather have had. Just missing the playoffs
Yeah,
or getting embarrassed in the wild card. So
I mean, at least you made it in, and you realized that, hey, next year I'm gonna do better. That's all.
we can only hope. I mean, you got to put the practice in. There's a lot of those Madden gurus out there that scheme the shit out of other teams. Yeah. But yeah, pretty much that was my week. It's just been Madden filled. I kind of was touching. No, not really. I was touching bases on Fallen Order. I was playing that a bit too.
Ooh,
but,
yeah, I've yet to touch that game, but I hear from a lot of people that it's fun.
I didn't touch it too much. I was gentle, but from what I did touch,
just a soft caress.
Yeah, a soft caressing of what I thought was very Dark Soulsy. It's EA's little Dark Souls baby.
Is that in terms of difficulty or in terms of gameplay?
Gameplay. I don't think it's anywhere near as difficult.
Oh no,
no. I would sincerely doubt anyone would have the balls to copy from software's.
Yeah, I mean,
style.
early on there are a couple of tight spots that you can get into, but otherwise it's pretty smooth sailing for the most part.
You can get through. Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
You've played it, right, Mario? I think you were saying that you played it.
Yeah, I got about halfway through the game. Was having a blast through it. But at some point, I just said to myself, yeah, I think I had fun with this, and I just put it down. Probably won't go back to it, but good game for the 10, 20 hours I put into that baby.
Nice. Yeah, I was actually wondering about that because I love the Star Wars franchise. I always have since I was a kid.
Same here.
And I first started playing the Battlefront when it came out, and I was like, oh, man, this is everything I wanted it to be. And then it wasn't. Yeah. And then Battlefront 2 came out, and I was like, okay, clearly they're gonna fix it. They're gonna fix their problem. No. They just fucked me in the mouth again.
Good job, EA.
Yeah,
Yeah, the first Battlefront was one of my favorite games growing up, and just
the original Battlefront,
the original
PS2,
PS2
original Xbox, yeah.
Yeah, used to play that all the time on console and PC, and then played the beta for Battlefront 2. Didn't play the first EA Battlefront, and I didn't like it at all. Thought it was pretty bad overall.
Yeah. I would agree.
I don't know. Not my thing.
No. I wanted to like it so bad, but yeah,
I forced myself to like it.
I
you're gonna like
both.
it. You spent $59.99 on this. $64.94. I know the exact amount.
That's
you're gonna like you dirty little slut.
That's how you know you regret the purchase. You remember
the
exact.
Now I understand my parents. Like I would beg my parents to buy me a game, and I'd be like, "Man, this game sucks." And they're like, "No, it doesn't. You're gonna beat it. You're gonna enjoy it." And I'd be like, "But I hate this." No. You're gonna love it.
Decided to buy Superman on the N64.
Yeah, I did have that game. I had that game.
I knew it. Right? Like,
No.
I'm sorry. You're crying as you're playing.
I did beat that game as a kid.
You want to hear a funny story?
Go for it.
I'm a kid. I'm saving up money. I'm like, every fucking week, saving up the allowance. I'm like, I'm gonna buy Superman on the N64. Fucking excited. I buy it, and it's the worst. Obviously, we already all know this. Yeah. It's the worst fucking game ever created. So you can just imagine how disappointed, a fucking 10-year-old
Danny
was. All my hard-earned money just thrown down the drain.
Yeah. And the thing is, as a kid, you can't really wrap your brain around that you made that kind of mistake.
Yeah.
Because you're like, but it's a video game. Video games are fun.
Yeah, that young age where you don't have a sense of taste yet.
Yeah.
But there's something in the back of your head that says, this is garbage, right? I'm supposed to hate
that
this,
game
right?
gave us that.
So bad. I'm glad that that's the one game that we can, or not, I'm sure there's many, but I like that in this podcast, we all came to the conclusion of that fucking game.
And you ask anybody who's
I didn't even own an N64. I didn't even have one, and it still ruined my fucking life. Like, I bought that game
to ruined
go play,
your life.
to go play at my cousin's house. Because he's the only one who had an N64. So I not only spent $60 on a game I wasn't going to play again, other than this one weekend I was going to my cousin's house. But it was a shit game.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good at all.
No.
Yeah, that's a hot take. Superman 64, pretty bad.
I think that would be the most cold take because anyone would agree.
So, Mario, what?
I do have something I did want to get off my chest. So
get it off, sister.
Thanks. I'll bring the tea.
Go off, queen.
Thank you. Out of the three of us, we're all similarly, in financial situations. But I would say that right now, I'm at the brokest. So
maybe, yeah.
Debatable for sure. But
debatable.
right
I'm
now,
getting there fast.
we're all working our way. Anyways, so for the longest time, whenever you guys or my friends on my PlayStation list or Xbox list, whatever it was, a new game would come out, I'd be like, fuck. Well, thank God for Redbox. I'll go to Redbox and go rent the newest game and check it out.
I know what you're going into. Oh.
So I go the other day and I'm like, I hear Mario talking about Fallen Order. I'm like, man, fuck yeah, Star Wars. Can't afford to spend $60 right now. Like, it's just, it's not much for the natural, normal person. I understand this. But for a broke kid like me, it's just kind of like, So I go to Redbox. $3 is not that bad. And then, what happened to the little button that says rent games? It's gone. It says rent movies, buy games, and buy movies.
That's done for. Turns out a lot of people were just never returning those games.
I mean, you sons of bitches, though. Like, you ruined it for me. Like that. Okay, I know this is gonna be a hot take and an unpopular opinion, but everybody that steals, fuck you.
Yeah, for real. You ruin it for the ones that wanted to do it.
Yeah, like, I literally, that's how the only way I could try out new games, because I'm so broke. I need $3 was a gift for me.
So, like, how do they do this? They steal the game, but isn't their card linked to
I think they use, like, prepaids.
Oh, my God. Well, I mean, fix the problem.
Yeah, I mean, but how? How do you fix that? I'm not
Don't accept prepaids.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not super deep into how to steal from Redbox. You'd have to ask.
I would think that what they were doing is probably they're renting it with their card, and maybe they're blocking the
from a card,
blocking their card or canceling it or something. Which doesn't make any fucking
card
sense.
Or something.
Some shit.
I don't know. This sucks. Yeah. I did used to go rent like a game or two that I just wanted to see.
Yeah, just to
what's
see if it's
the
worth
ending.
it.
I'll just play it over the weekend or whatever.
Or do you even see if you're like, do I even want to waste my time with this?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Rent it for $3, and then you don't even have to keep it the whole 24 hours. You're like, man, fuck this game. Or holy shit, I really like this game. You know?
Yeah, and we're probably in like similar financial situations, so I can't always go, I'm gonna buy this bullshit or whatever. So yeah,
man,
you know
what I
that
mean?
sucks.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Redbox, rip to a real one.
I today, and I tried to delete my account as well from the app because I was like, well, fuck this, I'm not gonna use it anymore. You can't delete it off the app. You can't even go to the website and delete it. You have to chat with them or go to customer service.
I hate that.
Right?
Oh my god.
Why is that a thing? Why? Sorry, I'm getting a little hype over this. Some bullshit.
No, I get it. I get it.
Something similar kind of happened to me too because I was trying to cancel my SiriusXM account, and it's like you have to call us. So then I call and I'm there for like fucking an hour.
Yeah.
God damn it!
I'm assuming they do that to be like, no, we're gonna make it such a fucking hassle.
But you know what happened? It worked for them because they were like, we'll give it to you half off, and I'm like, all right. So
it's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly why they do that.
Yeah.
Because they're like, all right, we're going to make it such a fucking hassle to delete your account that by the time you're close to finishing and deleting your account, you're going to be like, well, fuck it. I might as well keep it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how they got you.
Yeah, they did. They got me. They wrapped me for another year.
At least for half
That
off,
was their
right?
true plot.
Yeah.
That was the true plan.
Yeah.
Oh, well. It is what it is.
Intelligent business model, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, it works.
Not for Redbox. Not for Redbox.
So anything else?
Especially when you're like a yes man like me.
As far as this week, the Redbox games thing is probably be my
Highlight.
my highlight of the week. But that's it for me for this week. What do you got, Mario?
I don't really have much. Just been going through the usual things, you know, The Mandalorian. Been keeping an eye on that.
Oh yeah, I love that show.
Been watching some very interesting things. You hear about that Witcher series coming up. We'll talk about that later. That's
that Henry Cavill looking very nice.
Yes, he's looking like a snack with 2 C's.
Never played the Witcher series.
I am a straight man, but it's got me thinking.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
They couldn't have picked a better Superman. We'll put it like that.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean,
even with the hairy chest, you're like, I get it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I can see Superman with a hairy chest.
Besides that, I've been a little bit late to the party, but I've been going through Neo. It was on. It was free on PlayStation Plus. Was it last month?
Yeah.
I tried out the alpha and the beta back in 2017 when that game came out. Hated Neo. Like, I legitimately hated.
So what changed?
I just said, I don't understand why people like this. I'm gonna force myself to play this and see if I end up liking this.
And you did.
This is too different from Dark Souls.
What are we getting?
This is too different from Sekiro. I like it now. It's pretty good.
Oh wow.
Is it one of those games where you kind of have to get past a certain point and then it just starts getting juicy?
Yes.
Like the beginning is a little stale.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of games that are like that, and that's kind of like a turnoff for me. You know, if the game doesn't get me within the first couple hours, I end up just not playing it
Neo,
anymore.
it's like I didn't get it until probably like hour 10.
Whoa.
Man, you're dedicated. You're dedicated though. Like
and
you waited.
Usually, like recently, I've been doing that thing where if I don't like a game within like 30 minutes, okay, bye.
Yeah.
And for some reason, like I guess I was so motivated by hate and spite that I said, "Fuck it." And maybe I don't even really like the game. I'm just suffering through like a Stockholm syndrome or something. But I've been enjoying that, man. If you guys have that on PS Plus when it was free, give it a look. See, maybe you'll like it.
Nice.
That's co-op too.
I think I did download it.
You're a big co-op head. That's up there for you. But that's it for me.
Yeah.
So
it's funny that you say really quick though. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say that whole like 30 minutes. I'm like that's probably my rule too. Like I give a game at least an hour or 30 minutes before I'm like, hey, if you didn't get me, fuck you, get out of here.
Yeah.
The one game that had the opposite effect, or I guess kind of opposite effect, was Sekiro.
Mm-hmm.
I got into it here playing it with you guys. I bought it at home. Man, I fucking don't want to play that game. There's just so much shit in there, and I want to play it. I just don't want to do all the inventory management and all the, because like I feel like I need Mario to be there to be like, oh, you're forgetting this, go get this, and you need this.
That was just because of the video. You probably weren't keeping your brain on it, but if you go through it at your own pace, it's really not that taxing on the inventory management side. Unlike say Dark Souls, where that is a big concern.
Yeah.
But man,
I guess that was my fears, knowing that it's the same fucking company. I was like, man, it's gonna be similar.
Yeah, it's the same company, but it's a totally different game. Yeah, just go through it.
I would say they're not totally different. This is like the easiest game they've made so far.
Maybe just in difficulty and encounter design, they're the same, but otherwise, I'd say they're on totally different planets. But yeah, man, From Software doesn't fuck around.
They really don't. And I will say this: they stick to the classic model of making games, of where it's like you're gonna get your money's worth because this game's hard to fucking beat.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. You're gonna put hours.
But besides like a few things, their games are usually pretty fair.
I would say even not that they're unfair. It's just that they're difficult. That's doesn't make them unfair.
They're properly difficult without being impossible.
Yeah, and they're infuriating, but they're not like frustratingly difficult. Oh no, they are frustratingly difficult. They're not. I guess like you said it best. They're not impossible, so you don't feel this sense of like, oh fuck this game.
Yeah. Just like most things, it takes practice and time of actually playing and perfecting the craft, and then it just becomes slowly more enjoyable. But yeah, I mean, those Dark Souls games, real quick, just dipping my toe into this. I fucking love the world. Like, the fact that you can just go off and then you find this fucking random ass, like, forest or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, like, there's this, like, 3-headed serpent in the fucking lake and shit. Then, like, if you didn't look, you wouldn't have found him. Shit like that, I fucking loved about Dark Souls.
Yeah, first Dark Souls especially.
Yes.
Had, like, probably the best game design, best world design of any video game probably in the past decade.
And it's just so amazing how everything, like, tied in to each other, like the worlds.
Oh, yes.
Like, you take this shortcut, like, say you're, like, 3 hours, 4 hours into the game, you take this shortcut and you end up, like, somewhere else or, like, at the beginning of the game, and, like, it fucking blew my mind, and it really made me appreciate the game even more.
Well, that's been our weeks, and plus some extra added conversation on top of that.
Yeah,
pretty good, pretty fun, pretty exhilarating. So, what's next? What is next?
We got news.
Ooh,
well, there has been a lot of news.
It's been a news-heavy week today.
It has been
news-heavy week this week.
A lot of things,
especially today.
Up.
There have been some bombshells today.
Yeah, and not only that, the video game awards are today. So
exactly.
Yeah, that'll be at the end.
Do they reveal stuff for Game Awards?
Yeah, they do have some reveals. So
I mean, not as many as E3 used to have, but yeah.
Well, E3 hasn't been good in a couple of years.
Yeah, I was like, that's like E3. I was like, used to have.
It's so bad, even Sony's dropping out.
Dude,
Well,
Sony and Nintendo, right?
Their state of play right now. Right?
Oh yeah, well Nintendo, yeah, that's true. Like,
Nintendo and Sony are gone.
It's just the Xbox show then.
It's just
Microsoft.
the Xbox. It's the Microsoft E3 Microsoft showing.
But yeah. So what's new? What's new this week? What's going on?
Yeah, where do we want to start?
So let's start off with movies.
All right.
Ghostbusters.
Oh yes, the
Afterlife. What do you think of that trailer?
And I don't want this to come up because I'm sure this is a take that I've heard it in a few podcasts and I've heard it in a few shows, but I actually am very excited for this. And I've heard other people say that it's like, oh, this is what we really wanted from Ghostbusters. We didn't want that reboot, remake, whatever we're calling, of the all women cast. And I'm like,
he's excited for Stranger Things.
You see, that's another one. That's another thing. It's like everyone's like, oh, it's Stranger Things. I'm like, no, it's not. It's just you saw one teaser trailer and you jump into a conclusion because it has one actor from that series.
No, the vibe.
No,
the fucking
it's a
vibe.
Teaser trailer.
That's why they made it very Stranger Thingsy.
Okay, of course. Okay,
they made it feel.
The trailer, yes.
Yes.
But that's not what the movie's going to be.
I know, but the trailer made it seem.
Yes, of course. But that's why I'm like... to me, it's always like the idea of the premise of the movie is better than the other reboot because it feels more like a natural sequel rather than a remake. Well, technically, I think it is a sequel. It's technically Ghostbusters 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
remake versus sequel. What are we going with here?
This is a sequel,
right? What did we want? Because we know Hollywood loves to remake shit.
I honestly would prefer sequel over remakes because when you got a remake, you're treading over like pre-established ground. At least with a sequel, you can possibly do something different, even if you have the same characters.
Can I play devil's advocate for a second there?
Sure, go ahead.
Did you guys see Ash versus the Evil Dead?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not even. Sorry, I can't. That's not even devil advocate sign because that's a sequel. That's not a remake. I was about to say, I was like, that's a great remake, but no, it's a sequel.
You just lost your case.
I mean, I'm also sequel. It's just like it's a thing where it's like I don't know. I would say the movie, the Evil Dead remake movie, wasn't awful. It was just. It's like what Mario was saying. You're treading a fine fucking line when you're remaking something that already has a collective thought in the conscience of the audience. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
When I saw Evil Dead 2, the old 80s Sam Raimi one with Bruce Campbell,
yeah,
that one scared me, made me laugh, made me fascinated with claymation and how it could be so terrifying. Like, it had everything. It was campy as fuck, it was scary as fuck, and it was funny.
Yes,
like,
it was.
This new one didn't keep to anything but horror, and I'm like, that's cool, but why are you giving me gore now? Like, I wanted a joke.
Yeah,
I wanted, like, the rapey tree was supposed to be weird, not actually
up.
rapey.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it was supposed to be a scene where you're like, ugh, what the fuck did I just watch? What? Yeah. And then it cuts to another scene.
Did Harvey Weinstein direct that?
I mean, I'm pretty sure. Dude, Harvey Weinstein directed everything. That's why I was like, we're not gonna support art from. I'm like, dude, don't watch any movie. Yeah. Like, he did every Tarantino movie.
That remake, I did actually like that, but I think I would have liked it if they called it anything except Evil Dead.
Yeah, Cabin Fever Part 2.
Oh.
But yeah, I do like the sequel rather than the remake, because even though sequels can be hard as well. Like, I mean,
you got to keep up with what you started. Like,
yeah, and keep the same
momentum and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly why I was excited for this one, even though everyone straight up started jumping up and down, calling it Stranger Things with Ghost.
By the way, I do like Stranger Things, so I'm not hating.
I hate Stranger Things.
I like it.
I hate that show.
It's fine. But, I'm on the fence about it. It does what it does well, but it doesn't try to reinvent the wheel. So I don't know. I feel like that show could try to do more than what it does, but I'm not gonna say bad just because it's popular.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'll say this: season 1 was really captivating, but I just felt the whole time I kept going, like, anytime they would show the kids doing anything, I'm like, I don't care. I just don't care.
When season 2 started, I feel like it got kind of overindulgent and fan servicey, where it cared less about telling a story and more like, oh, look at this character that you like.
I was really sure they were gonna bring back that dumb broad that died in the first one. What's her name?
Beverly
or Barbara?
Barbara.
It's Barbara.
One of those nerd names. Sorry to anyone with those names, but that's the truth.
Everybody named Barbara.
Just comment. Yeah. No, but yeah. I thought I agree. I really thought they were gonna bring her back.
Back
for
to
service.
Ghostbusters. Is this gonna be better than Lady Ghostbusters?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I think I'm like the one person who maybe kind of sort of liked Lady Ghostbusters. Like, it's a bad movie. Don't get me wrong, but I kind of liked it just because it's unashamed of how fucking stupid it is.
Yeah.
And I kind of respect that on like some like level, because I'm a irony poisoned idiot.
I mean, look, I love the whole cast of the female Ghostbusters: Kristen Wiig, Leslie Jones, and oh shit, I forget her name. Oh my god, I'm forgetting her name.
It's fine. It's
I
fine.
don't know.
Kristen, no.
Lady Ghostbusters.
Kristen Dunst.
No.
Kristen Dunst.
Oh,
Melissa Joan Hart.
No, god damn it, I'm forgetting her name.
It's fine. Don't worry.
But I love that cast. Chris Hemsworth is a fantastic idiot. He plays a great idiot.
Yes, he's a himbo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but like, there was just something about when that movie was trying to be so like that scene from Endgame where it's just ham-fisted, forced in. Don't worry, the women got it now.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool, but like, you could
Don't
do your
shove
own
it
thing.
in my face.
You could do your own thing. You don't have to like. You could take this property and make it your own thing. Like, you already had the rights to it. You didn't have to be like. Now let's go back and retroactively fix Ghostbusters because it was all men. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, I already like you guys doing that. I already like you guys as the new Ghostbusters.
Like if they weren't pigeonholed into being the Ghostbusters, like if this movie if Lady Ghostbusters was called like Ghost Killers or whatever, literally anything else,
it
would have been automatically 10 times better than what we got.
Or it'd been way more accepted for sure.
Yeah, sure. Then also probably some people got some bad vibes from those that Bill Murray cameo. That was egregious.
I totally forgot about that. Man, that's.
I'll only ever love Bill Murray's cameo in Zombieland.
That is the greatest cameo ever. Though. It's like, oh, let's go scare him. Like, oh yeah, it'll be great.
Let's not even talk about Zombieland 2.
Oh,
Zombieland.
Dude, can we even... Okay, we're not going to talk about Zombieland 2. Can we talk about the failed Amazon series that they were going to have?
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, it got it all the way into production, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, they filmed and they had a cast and everything. Like, I don't know what happened to it. I was really excited to see the show, even though I knew I was going to be disappointed because it's not obviously the cast I like.
Man, I really liked Zombieland at the time. Mm-hmm. It did not stand up the test of time. It aged really poorly in my opinion.
I will say this. I have not rewatched it since I saw it the first time.
I actually rewatched it. I didn't mind it.
It's like super... It's like one of those movies like Superbad where at the time you're like, oh yeah, this is good.
Yeah, I get that.
And in a sense, like I still have like a fond place for it in my heart, but I can't go back to it. Like that era is done and gone.
Has sailed.
I would disagree with the comparison to Superbad, but yes, I agree about not being able to rewatch...
certain movies.
Yeah.
Well,
Superbad I can still quote all the time. It still fucking
we're
kills
steering
me.
off a little bit too on topic. What's next on there?
We're going way off the hinges.
We got a Wonderwoman.
Oh, Wonderwoman 1984.
Ooh, what about that trailer, huh?
Look, I'll say this one time. I cannot stand fucking DC's cinematic universe.
Me neither.
Nobody can.
The ball
Me neither.
So many fucking times.
Who do we blame?
DC.
But
Zack Snyder.
No. We can't do that. We can't blame studios. We can't blame directors.
No, you can blame studios.
You gotta
That's literally the thing.
You gotta.
I've heard
this
that
time,
it's fucking Warner Brothers.
Exactly. You gotta blame DC. Like the DC, whoever's owning them, whoever's in charge of them, whoever gets to make the decisions for their characters.
That's WB.
Exactly. There you go. I'm just gonna call them DC because I like WB still, and I don't want to consider that DC is ruining their whole image.
Them.
But still,
that's
though,
like getting mad at a middle manager for the manager's job.
Still, though. But yeah, you know what I'm saying, though, right? It's like it is DC, WB, who you want to blame, but it's their side that keeps intervening with their characters, their licenses, and they keep intervening on every story and every movie, and they ruin it. But DC animated is one of the fucking most solid comic creations of all time.
Ooh, yeah, those animated movies that they've been pumping out on DVD and digital have been pretty good so far.
Dude,
they've only had like one shitty one, which was it The Killing Joke?
I was about to say The
Killing Joke was pretty shitty.
I just don't like when they do a shot-for-shot like recreation of a comic that's like it's
a
famous comic, but
if anything, that's what I like.
I don't,
because sometimes you can't find like a trade paperback legally, and sometimes you don't want to go on like a comic app and then read something on your phone. Mm-hmm. But
I feel like that's a very specific route to
that
get.
So what did you guys think about Wonder Woman, the trailer?
Okay,
I totally fucking ignored it.
Yeah, I'm not excited for it at all because DC has such a bad track record of their movies.
I'll say this. I'm excited for Wonder Woman, but I'm not excited about the future that everything is going in because, like, back to what we were talking about is that Warner Brothers fucking ruined everything. Now, like,
they did.
Okay, Wonder Woman's coming out, but what about it afterwards? Like, they already fucked up the universe.
Yeah, and
that's what I'm saying.
Like, so what I'm not clear is because like they're doing recastings for Superman and Batman.
Yeah,
and is this movie going to be connected to Birds of Prey?
That's what I want to know.
Is it going to be connected to that Harley Quinn emancipation thing?
Oh man,
like,
that's another thing.
What's the future of this franchise?
They're moving forward with the Flash movie.
What?
So
yeah, with the same what is his name? Ezra Miller?
Ezra Klein.
Whatever. You know who I'm talking about?
Yes,
Ezra something.
Yeah, the one from Justice League.
They're moving forward with it. I think they're gonna start filming in 2021. I mean, it's far from now. They could drop it.
I would hope.
They could. I mean, for the sake of this universe that's already in shambles.
What would be great? What would fix it is if for the Flash movie in the future they made it a Flashpoint movie where they're like, he changed it, so now everything gets to be remade.
Flashpoint.
What if they're thinking that?
I would hope
that would be the
Warner
best.
Brothers, so
that would be the best way to reset everything.
Yes, but that's okay. I'm glad you said that. The reason why I'm not excited for Wonder Woman is because there is no universe. They've made it abundantly clear that they don't give a shit about continuity. They don't give a shit about creating a universe.
They really don't.
They just want to maximize their profits by being like, hey, you saw this movie, right? Well, our characters in this movie too.
Yeah.
Like,
well, think about,
we're Marvel too.
So let's think about it this way. What do you think about Wonder Woman as a standalone movie? Let's forget
the
about
the original one.
Wonder Woman was fun.
It's fun. It was a fun, good time.
It wasn't amazing, but besides like one or two superhero movies, none of them are. It did its job well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would say it's the most solid DC universe movie.
Yeah,
easily.
Unless
you're one of those like brain dead people that actually like Suicide Squad.
I liked it.
I liked it because I thought it was really dumb, and
dude,
I like dumb shit.
The fucking skeleton, he starts calling that
shit,
like really,
dude. I did that popped me like if like 98 Kane came back to the WWF. That shit
98 Kane is a good call. I would have gone hype for 98 Kane.
Dude,
I get that. But no, like that whole movie. And okay, Scott Eastwood in that movie, I thought he was gonna be Robin. I thought they were gonna do a reveal where he like shows up and Bruce Wayne's there and he's like, "What happened?" And he's like, "Well, this and this." And it's like, "All right, Drake." And he just lets him go. And it's like, "Oh, it's Tim Drake," or something, you know? Mm. I thought they were. It's because that's what pisses me off about DC movies or film or cinematic universe is that they have so many opportunities to do the Marvel thing of giving hints and teases, but they don't understand the formula that Marvel had.
Quite frankly, I think the DC universe, like the comic universe, is way better than the Marvel comic universe.
Yes, they have better stories.
I agree.
It pains my greasy little heart.
Your loins.
It pains my loins that Marvel has been either knocking it out of the park with stuff like Endgame and Infinity War, and at the very worst, like just doing okay.
Yeah, that's the things
like the worst things like Ant-Man or whatever. Like that was fine.
Yeah.
DC, the best thing they ever did was fine.
Yes. 100% agree.
It's just it's wasted potential, bro. Like,
exactly.
They could have in my opinion, they could have overcome.
Do you think
Marvel?
Yeah.
Like, easily.
Do you
give the DC universe or Warner Brothers the people that they had over there on Marvel Cinematic Universe, and they would have blown it out of the water.
Here's where I was saying. Wait. Sorry. Go ahead.
Do you think they might be able to recapture something if they don't try to go the Marvel route of being like snappy and witty or whatever, that Joss Whedon type of thing where everyone's making a joke every single fucking second.
But here's the thing.
If they go back to that super edgy Zack Snyder Watchmen, dark
gritty,
because I kind of appreciate that, like I said, because I like stupid dumb shit on an ironic level. Would that help them if they go back and just make it like edgy as fuck again?
No, I don't think it would, because when they started doing that, they were trying to copy Christopher Nolan.
Exactly.
And the thing is, that's what DC does. They try to copy successful franchises,
and they never do it well
without getting the formula down first.
Yeah,
they're like when they try to copy, like Mario was saying, when they try to copy Joss Whedon, they're like, "Oh, we need a joke every few seconds." Like that's not what he was doing.
I don't
he was
think
trying to
they've
make
had
characters.
A single funny joke in the DC movies.
Yeah, they really don't. They don't understand jokes to begin with. But they try to like, oh, we need our characters to be funny. It's like, no, you need to be relatable. Like that's what Mario was saying. It's like even Ant-Man, which is the crappiest of the Marvel movies, was still fun. It's still fun to watch because you're like, oh, it has a lot of silliness and a lot of funny.
When I heard when I heard that Ant-Man was coming, I was like, what? I'm not gonna fucking watch that. What the fuck? And then it came out. I was like, let me give it a chance, and I liked it. Yeah,
it was decent. It's a decent, fun film where you're like, I could shut my brain off and still watch.
Because it all comes down to who's running the show.
Like, at the end of the day, all these comic book movies, they're kind of like, if you look past everything, they're like, cynical cash grabs. But at least the Marvel movies have like the semblance of someone caring.
Yeah.
And like with the DC movies, like it just feels like hollow and corporate.
Exactly. I totally 100% agree.
When going back to Suicide Squad, when they did all those reshoots because people thought, oh, it's a funny movie, right? Because of the trailers. And they're like, oh, fuck, that's what people think. Oh, I guess I have to add jokes to this thing now.
Who did they get to film that second half?
Wasn't it Joss Whedon?
No,
Yeah,
or
no,
was that for...
there was a movie where they did that.
Yeah.
What movie was that?
That was Justice League.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go. Yeah.
Do you know what they did for Suicide Squad, though?
What?
The people who directed the trailer, they got them to recut the movie.
That's why that movie felt like it was...
Because they had the editing team who went for the second round had no idea what the tone was. They didn't talk to the director. They weren't there for shooting, so they didn't have any idea what the story was. They're like, let's just cut it how we would cut it.
That movie was a continuity mess.
But it exemplifies DC's problem. They went with what they thought was the most popular thing. They're like, oh, everybody loved the trailer.
Edge of their seats.
Yeah. They're like, hey, dude, did you see how many views Suicide Squad got, the trailer? We get that company on the phone now. And then they got him on, and they fucking recut it because they're like, that's what people want.
No.
But at the end of the day...
It's really not.
At the end of the day, DC does have some potential because Joker has shown that if they do standalone movies and they're not worried about a cinematic universe...
Yeah, they can do it well.
They can do legitimately
some damage.
They can do some damage.
I mean, especially Joker being the highest rated R film.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That movie wasn't perfect, but I enjoyed pretty much every single minute of it.
And Mario's point is exactly right. When DC does standalone films, even though Nolan's was a trilogy, it was his ideal trilogy. That's the stories he wanted to do. But it's standalone. It doesn't connect to anything in the universe.
That's what I appreciate about the Nolan movies. It wasn't a Batman trilogy. It was a Nolan trilogy that just happened to have Batman in it.
Yeah. Well, that's why like the gritty, realistic thing was so refreshing. Because at the time, we've only ever seen Batman do with the gadgets and the wackiness and the nipple suits and like all that bullshit. And then when Christopher Nolan came around, he's like, "No, this is like how it would look if it was actually real." And like you see him getting fucked up.
Those movies,
and you see, like everything,
still hold up to this day.
They're pretty fucking solid. I would say the third one is the weakest of the three. But
exactly, I do like doing the dumb Bane voice.
Dude, of course. If you get a cup, it's the easiest thing to do.
It is. You just
If I take that mask off, you die. It would be extremely painful. You're a big guy. For you.
Yeah, I know. I had to wait for him to say it.
Yeah. Well, so Wonder Woman, I'm not too excited.
No, neither am I.
But if it ends up being good, great.
Yeah, I'm still gonna watch it because I enjoyed the first one. Yeah, and I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy this one too because
I can't wait to see them explain how the fuck Steve Trevor's back.
Yeah, I know. He just showed up. Like, hey, what's going on?
It's like I've been dead for 40 years. Hello.
What is this? A trash can?
This is art, right? This is art.
So let's get
enough
out of
with movies.
No.
All right, let's step into the world of gaming.
Yes. Gaming.
We got some trailers that dropped this week.
We got some trailers and we got some news. Let's start off with Resident Evil 3.
Okay.
So that trailer dropped, and hoo boy.
How do you feel? You've been waiting for this one. You have.
Yeah. Of the original 3 games, 3 is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Just because it's action packed. It's spooky as fuck with Nemesis always chasing you.
And you know how you love being chased by those big boys.
It's his favorite thing.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's, wow, man. So, man, Resident Evil 2, great game. That remake.
And we played.
I'm talking about the remake. Yeah,
we played on the channel.
They're both great.
They're both good.
But the remake, was
those graphics it had were amazing. The gameplay was amazing. The world design, that police station was great.
Yeah.
How about real quick round of applause to Capcom?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fan service.
Ooh,
like
yeah.
They're giving the fans what they want.
Yeah.
Like
fan service done well. Not just like cheap like buying the audience.
Like, oh, we want Resident Evil 2 remade. Boom, they do it. And then it sells great.
It outsold the Resident Evil 2, the remake outsold the new one.
Yeah.
7? Or is there another one?
No, the RE2, the remake outsold RE2, the original.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which is real quick.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, I mean, I mean, that's what they wanted in order for them to get the green light to probably make the third one or remake Nemesis. Yeah. So with 2 doing so well, you know, I'm glad, and you know, we all knew it was gonna do well.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that Capcom kept their promise of, okay, yeah, it did well. You guys told us, you know, that this is what you want. We're gonna remake the third one.
And that's a question I had for you guys that I was excited to talk about before the podcast is remakes are found their way into the video game industry. Whereas before they were remakes,
there's
reboots,
been
a
lot of games being remade nowadays.
And I will say this, remakes in video games versus remakes in films have been doing a lot better. You know what I mean? Like, for the most part, any game remade is a little better.
Real quick, I'll say this. I think that formula is working because a lot of games that are being remade, if you try playing them today, they're almost unplayable. Yeah,
gaming has gone leaps and bounds ahead in terms of playability, in terms of accessibility.
Yeah.
Like, I'm one of those like broken brain people that prefers the old Resident Evil games, but I realize that most people hate fixed cameras and tank controls. They can't handle those, and like I'm not gonna blame them. They're terrible for like most people. I just have like an insane brain that can process that control scheme in my way, but
you get why.
I get why they're doing it, and so far most video game remakes I have to say have been pretty good right? overall.
Yeah. Would you guys agree with the idea that the reason video game remakes work is typically because a company will only remake a game that has a fucking following or a cult, like, oh, we need this game updated for this console, and it's because, like Mario was saying, fucking video game technology goes leaps and bounds every year. Like, it always gets way bigger and way more. So it's like people who still play old systems that were like, man, I wish I could play this now. Or I wish I could play this today.
And on that note, you know, you have people from, you know, a younger generation that probably see, like what you were saying, they see these games that, you know, they're like, fuck, man, I wish I could have played this.
Yeah.
I mean, they still can, but
they can't, because they can't handle the old
or like we were talking about before, like certain game cartridges, CDs, or whatever the fuck that have a lifespan that they're running out soon, and like
cartridges are rotting, CDs are rotting.
See what I mean? Like,
if the game was only available online, it might be literally impossible to find it now, unless you want to go to like some shady like wares sites.
We're all just gonna have to buy repros and just that kind of just throws away the whole.
Thank God for emulation. Huh?
But
you're
for real though.
Yeah, man. Really excited about this remake. I did notice a couple of things looking at the trailer. Jill's redesign looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I saw some weird stills that I was like, this doesn't really look like Jill. But then seeing her in action, she looks pretty good. I like her redesigned outfit, though I do miss that stupid miniskirt that she was just wearing for the sex appeal. She's wearing like those tactical pants with the holsters on her legs, which looks pretty cool. Which would make sense that like off-duty cop would be wearing.
Quick comparison: who's hotter, Claire or Jill?
Ooh, Jill.
I'm gonna go with Claire.
I'm gonna go with Jill.
Ooh, you're not wrong. But
and my only choice.
Neither of you guys are wrong. They're both.
Yeah, I mean they both are.
You know why I chose Jill? Because I played 3 more than 2.
I'd have to say Jill, but it would depend on the costume. It would have to be
nice.
Yeah. And
have you seen those fucking mods for Claire where she's like fucking naked and shit?
Jesus, why?
What the
I can't understand being scared and horny at the same time. Are you jacking it while fucking being chased by Mr. X?
You're taking like 5-minute breaks. You're just going in a room.
I'll be right back.
Mr. X is like, all right,
or like maybe you get like one of those like automated like dick sucking machines, and like every time a jump scare happens, it just goes wild on your hog.
Those are real things.
Those are that is oh my god. All right, we're off topic.
Jill looking good.
Yeah, looking great.
Carlos Oliveira got a fucking crazy mop on his head.
He also gonna say he has a mop, bro. Like,
he hasn't cut his hair in a couple of years.
but I don't remember how he looked in the original. Was his hair like wild?
It was the same except shorter.
Oh,
He just had like messy short hair. Now
Messy
he's messy like
mop hair, like fucking.
Yeah. Nemesis got a facial upgrade. He has some big chompers on his.
I saw his teeth are like about 2 inches long.
Does he look like maybe it's just me? Because the main, like, honestly, I played 3 a lot, but I don't fucking remember what Nemesis looked like at all. In my head, the only picture I have is from the fucking movie.
Yeah, he had those exposed gums.
Yeah. With the big, like, the lips going up to his nose almost.
Yeah, and with some like little teeth, little chiclets. Now his teeth are the size of like they're like baleen whale plates.
I'm picturing that.
And he has a sideways nose on like the side of his head because like his like face is being like stretched off and pulled to the side, and it's kind of gross. It looks brutal. I like it. The nose kind of puts me off, but the rest of the design for Nemesis looks great.
I need a quick question answered.
Okay.
You've seen Resident Evil Apocalypse? No, not Apocalypse. The one with Nemesis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The second one.
Yeah.
Okay. Was Alice's friend
Chris
fucking Nemesis?
Yeah. At the end of the first one,
they're
he's
injecting
like,
him, right? And
he's
then
turning like we need him in the Nemesis project, and they
because I think that might be a reference to a theory that fans had for a while. Remember Resident Evil 0?
Yeah.
The partner character, the dude with the tattoos and the slick back hair.
Billy Cohen.
I
don't even know how I remember that name.
Well, it's because he's a cool guy, Billy Cohen. He looks super fucking cool. He has a travel tattoo.
Of course.
But the fan theory was that he was Nemesis. And so I guess they put that in there as a reference.
How did 0 end? I beat it, but man, I was a kid. Like, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, they just go their separate ways. And then
Rebecca. How the fuck did that fan theory pop up?
Who knows? The internet
I think there was a document in like Code Veronica or something that like implies that
Billy is Nemesis. Okay, there it is.
It's one of those things that you infer, and then that's like how it got spread in the internet and the community for a while.
I see.
I don't know. I don't remember. That's just been like in my head that Billy might be Nemesis. I actually don't believe it, but that's what a lot of people say. But anyways, back to Resident Evil 3. Early on in the trailer, I noticed something with the gameplay. I don't know if it was just like a trick of my like imagination or whatever, but you guys saw me play RE2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know how if you try to juke a zombie, you have to like juke him.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You have to juke them. Mm-hmm. If they hit you, they're going to hit you.
Yeah.
In the trailer gameplay for RE3, Jill's running down a street and a zombie like tries to lunge for her and she dodges.
Yeah. She does like a
during gameplay or cinematic?
During gameplay.
Oh shit.
Like it's something that you can do now.
Oh wow.
That reminds me a lot cuz in RE3 the game, if you press the aim button right before an attack hits you, Jill does like a fucking tactical dodge.
Oh, so you think
they might be doing that, and since it would make sense that they would maybe put that in since one, Jill's already been through a zombie thing, so she has more knowledge on how to deal with these things, and two, she's like a trained cop because Leon's a rookie.
Yeah.
Jill at that point has been on the force for a couple of years. Plus, she's like on STARS, which is their like special forces.
Mm-hmm.
She knows her shit, so it would
make sense that
she can be a little bit more agile.
Yeah, not like your typical civvy that will kind of just fall back and like
And from other shots in the trailer, it looks like a lot of it's gonna take place in the beginning of the outbreak. There's a part where Jill's talking to emergency services. There's a bunch of zombies like behind like a makeshift barricade, reminding me a lot of Outbreak.
Yeah.
And I think the best part of any zombie fiction is the start of a major outbreak in a city. I think that's the coolest shit ever.
Oh yeah, because you have the panic and
because RE2 already starts in like a couple of days into the outbreak. This is right at the start.
Yeah,
literally the first part of RE3 takes place like maybe like a day into the thing, like after first infection.
And you're still roaming the streets, whereas you're not stuck in a single location.
Mm-hmm. And like, there's probably going to be more survivors just wandering around the streets.
That's pretty cool.
A lot of more. It's going to be more actiony for sure.
Question. So back to you're saying Jill has the experience.
Mm-hmm.
RE1. That's before the outbreak. That's more of like it was an isolated incident.
Yeah,
right?
that's an isolated incident in the mountains outside of Raccoon City, maybe like a couple months before.
And then 3 is when it starts popping off in the city,
and then the end of RE3 is after RE2, because there's a part in RE3 where Jill gets bonked upside the head by Nemesis, goes into a day-long coma. And then when she wakes up, she's like, "Oh, what the fuck happened? Oh, why am I bleeding? Oh, what did I get up to, huh? Girls' night."
That's exactly what I would think.
Nemesis just off to the side. You went hard, sis.
I will say this for the remaking of games, or I want to ask, I guess, they didn't really change anything for RE2, right? Like they just updated the graphics. Right?
No, they changed a lot of the story. Well, it's the same basic premise.
Mm-hmm.
They cut some stuff out that I thought was interesting, and they streamlined a little bit of the weird parts.
But no additions. Was anything new, basically, is my question.
The orphanage part with Sherry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Could you play? I don't remember, man. I didn't play the Claire disc.
On the Claire disc, there's like a small part where you play Sherry, but in the police station.
Oh, so no orphanage.
No, the orphanage part is entirely.
Well, you
new.
see, I don't think that would have worked back then, where you have to hide from him and shit. That's more of today's type of game. He's like hiding without being able to fight.
Yeah.
That's a whole other conversation in itself.
But you're right. That is a modern day mechanic for games.
Yeah.
For hard games.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you guys think about the future of remakes that Capcom might do?
What are their like?
Now that they've done 2 and 3, what's next? Like 3's gonna sell.
3's gonna sell.
It's gonna sell. So
people love Nemesis.
But
yeah.
4,
So what's coming?
4 is not. It doesn't need to be remade.
4, I would say maybe in like 5 years it might be worth looking back into. But I think it still mostly holds up.
It holds up really well. Actually, it holds up really well.
Remastered it.
Yeah,
so like 30 times.
Yeah,
they've been remastering it since like 2007.
There's like 20 different ports for Resident Evil 4. It's fucking crazy.
It's because it's one of the most. I think it was one of the most popular ones after the original 3 ended.
I feel like they. So I think they've been alluding to that they want to go back into RE1. They've already remade it once, and it was fucking great.
It was harder.
It was way harder.
Yeah.
I used to beat fucking the original PS1 version of RE1 like every other weekend because that game's short.
Yeah.
RE2, I mean
the remake.
The remake.
Our remake one is also short, but that game is hard.
Yeah.
I have only beat that game once. That game is not so hard.
Yeah.
Nuts.
So yeah, I guess RE1 maybe.
If they
what other licenses could they do though?
Well,
what does Capcom
I
have?
would appreciate.
Say it. Fucking say it.
Well, you say it first, just so we might be thinking different things, because I'm thinking of a lot of things.
Wait, now I'm kind of like, I don't know.
So what were you gonna say?
No, just say it.
What Capcom licenses? I'm giving you guys up again, the plattering up the question.
No, I know.
Hey,
say it.
What other licenses does Capcom have?
I was thinking they should remake Devil May Cry 1.
Ooh, that is a fucking. I wasn't thinking that, but I would like that. I'm a fucking Devil May Cry nut.
That first game is kind of rough,
dude.
I hated the one where they remade him though. That's the only one I didn't
DMC?
like. Yeah, I hated. I
liked it gameplay wise. Gameplay was fucking like it was fun, but story wise, they kind of they stuck with the names and stuff. Like this character's this.
I thought some parts of the story were really fucking good. Like, do you remember the part where Dante goes "fuck you"? And the monster goes "fuck you."
Yeah.
I thought that shit was hilarious, but
no, like it was fun, but. From somebody who started playing DMC 1 or Devil May Cry 1 and playing all of them, like from that original storyline, I didn't appreciate it because I was so mad. I was like, why are they doing this? Why are they rebooting this?
Yeah,
like
it wasn't failing. It was doing well.
I love the series,
or at least I thought it was doing well.
Narrow different with Devil May Cry 4. They kind of I think dropped it a little bit, but like the original 3. Aside from two kind of was.
Not the most favorite game in the franchise.
But I still love me some Devil May Cry.
Mm-hmm.
I love fighting demons, shooting them, slicing them up, all that shit, beating them with your fucking gauntlets.
Yeah.
Doing roundhouse kicks and all that bullshit.
Gun trick sword shield.
So I mean, that would be sweet if they remake Devil May Cry 1. I would buy that in a fucking heartbeat.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Dino Crisis. Is that I don't even remember. Is that that's
Dino
Capcom,
Crisis?
right?
Yeah. I was also a big Dino Crisis head.
But like, I guess it could work.
Mm-hmm. If they do it in the same style as RE2, it could work.
So are we just done with new original titles from Capcom?
Yeah.
They're all
remixed. I mean, it sounds
the last new big franchise they made was Dragon's Dogma, and that was in 2012.
Oh, I remember that one.
And Dragon's Dogma, if you haven't played it, play that shit. That game rules.
Yeah, I think you told me about that. I bought it and I never played it. I think it's somewhere over there.
Yeah. I bought it on 360. I bought it on PS3, and I bought it on Steam. I love that game.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That is probably like one of my favorite games of the decade. Really love it. I would also love to see a remake of Onimusha.
That would be a good one.
If they do it in the style of like maybe Neo or Sekiro, that would be interesting.
Yeah, because we're done with the fixed camera angles.
Even if they go back to it, I think it could work for that one.
I would love it, but what I'm saying is that it's not popular.
But maybe they could use the franchise, and instead of going back to the old style of gameplay, just doing Capcom's version of Dark Souls, but in that setting, maybe that could work.
So Sekiro,
they could do their own Neo. It would be closer to Neo, actually.
I would love to see one company do another company's game, like remake it their style. That would be crazy.
Capcom remaking Halo.
Imagine.
And then Bungie or whatever 343, they're all like, "What the fuck's going on over here?"
Yeah, and they're like, "You know what? Fuck you. We're gonna do Marvel versus Capcom."
Why is Master Chief doing the
Shoryuken?
Why is he doing a Shoryuken and a Stinger with the energy sword?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Back on that Devil May Cry thing.
Man, any other Capcom franchises you'd like to see remade?
None that I can think of. I didn't even know they had more than fucking
Lost Planet. Maybe that deserves another shot.
Wait, Lost Planet, the one with snow?
The monsters.
Yeah, I played part 1. That game was not fun. I remember
it was cool.
I thought it was a cool concept. The second one was fucking cool because it was multiplayer and you would all fight the biggest monsters.
There you go. That one I played very little, but I enjoyed more.
Yeah.
I remember the first one I would get fucking frustrated that you would freeze all the time.
But thinking about it, I think the reason I liked that part of Lost Planet 2 is because it was the closest thing I had to Monster Hunter on a console. And now Monster Hunter is on a console, and that game rules. So more Monster Hunter, please. Okay, what's next on the list?
What else?
The new BioShock?
Yeah, it was teased.
So there's been...
It's been teased, right? It hasn't actually been officially announced yet?
I think it was actually officially announced that they got a new studio that's going to be working on BioShock for next gen.
How do we feel about that? How do you guys feel? First of all, Mario, what were your thoughts on the BioShock series?
I loved the first one when it came out. Didn't like the second one that much.
Infinite, right?
The second one's BioShock 2.
What?
The Infinite is the third one.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
But
I thought Infinite was part 2 this whole time.
No, there's BioShock 2.
I did not know that.
Is it officially part 3 Infinite?
Infinite is part 3.
Okay, so then this one will be 4.
Yeah.
The one that's teased.
But
holy shit, that blew my mind.
Did you guys play through Infinite?
I got like halfway.
I played for maybe an hour.
I'm infamous for buying games
and then
playing like half of them and then like stopping.
Infinite pissed a lot of people off.
It was infinitely disappointing.
Yeah, the gameplay is really bad compared to the other ones. The upgrade system is whack. The big draw of BioShock 1 was that like you had your objective or whatever, but you could go off and explore parts of the of Rapture or whatever and be like, oh, this is cool. I found a fucking crazy item. And in BioShock Infinite, it's a straight line. It's a hallway.
Yeah.
The game is a hallway.
That's funny. That, why it's blowing my mind so hard? It's that I didn't know BioShock 2 existed. Because I played BioShock 1 and then I moved on to Infinite. I'm like, this is such a change. This is so... What?
Yeah.
Why would you do this?
BioShock 2 is literally just BioShock 1, but worse.
Like bad DLC or some shit?
It's bad DLC.
That you had to pay full price for.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of games like that. Hot take or unpopular opinion, I felt like New Vegas was the bad DLC for Fallout 4.
Ooh.
Man,
damn, he's
I'm throwing the gauntlet down.
Let's fight him right now.
But the only reason I say that, because I loved New Vegas, it was just that when I played it, it was buggy as all fuck.
Okay, yeah, that's understandable.
It was literally unplayable.
I played it on PC with all the mods and all the
I hate you,
all the shit.
That makes sense. Yeah, no wonder you liked it. Yeah. I
But,
played it on a console like a dumbass.
New Vegas is, I think it's the best 3D Fallout game.
I agree.
Man, but, I loved Fallout 3 so much. I wanted it to be good.
Back to BioShock. So, the ending of Infinite is really divisive because it goes into like some weird metaphysical areas that most games don't touch on, with like time loops and shit like that. That people are like, oh, it's so deep, but it's not deep. Because gamers are kind of dumb.
We are.
Yeah. And it kind of later on the game got DLC where you go back to Rapture through time travel shenanigans
on Infinite.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Lost at Sea or Buried at Sea or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that was the name of the DLC.
Oh, okay.
And the end of the BioShock Infinite DLC kind of ends the franchise. Like, it ends in such a note where, like,
you don't see a way they can continue it. Okay.
Where, spoilers for, like, 6-year-old DLC, your main character dies, the time loop gets cut off, and, it's done.
Oh, wow.
So
BioShock done. So is this going to be...
a new storyline?
A new storyline? Is it going to be a soft reboot? Is it a sequel? We don't know yet.
Yeah. No names, no official titles. It's just they just said teasing BioShock.
Might as well call it unnamed BioShock project at this point.
Yeah, it's funny that they're sticking with that, even though they've officially announced it already. By now, they would give you a subtitle or whatever the name is, BioShock Infinitor or whatever the fuck like. But I am mostly not excited for BioShock. It's just I'm excited to see it on the next gen. Because have you guys seen the PS5? It looks like shit. It's horrible looking.
That's not an official picture, is it?
No, that's just like a test build.
Oh, thank God. Thank fucking Christ. That thing.
And really, the way that the new consoles are going to work, they're like basically upgrades on the current systems.
I mean, that's like this.
Like compared like a PS2 to a PS3, those are totally different beasts. Fair. This is just like PS4 2. Think about it that way.
PS4 Pro.
PS4 Pro.
PS4 Pro. So don't really expect much other than like faster, like a faster CPU, a better graphics card.
Here was my question to you guys, because you guys know about that Xbox that's discless, right?
Xbox One sad.
The Xbox One sad. Yeah, but you guys, you know how like Google Stadia and like
the world's not ready for a streaming future.
Exactly. I really doubt that's gonna work. But
literally,
is that where they're trying to move to? Is that where we're going
right
to? Right
now, the first step is everything's going
streaming.
to we're downloading the games online.
Yeah,
everything's digital. People don't go to GameStop anymore. They just download shit off the Xbox Live Marketplace or the PlayStation Store.
Yeah, it's easier. It's more convenient.
I'm a lazy fuck. I get home from work and
I'm stopping to do that though. I'm no longer buying online.
Or you can be like taking
because the publisher owns the game. You don't own it.
You can be taking you don't own your CDs also, but
I mean, well, if you have the physical copy, just disconnect from online. Can you?
It depends. Well, starting with PS3 or whatever, once those servers are cut off, what if you need like an update to like actually be able to play the game? Yeah, because I don't know if you've ever like tried to play like a game like from that era.
From PS3?
Like PS3 360. Some games are fucking unplayable unless you download that day one patch.
I can't think of any example, but I'm sure. I know you're right.
It's one of those things that you don't think about because, of course, you let the patch download, but
I mean, the last time I connected my 360, I played Halo and Fusion Frenzy fine. Like,
but that's
like again, there's certain games. That's what I was saying. Like, there's certain games that I'm like, well, the ones I play are fine. Like, they're totally cool, and I haven't connected that Xbox to the internet in fucking 6 years at least.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I if that's true, then that sucks. That even the fucking physical games aren't yours anymore. So what am I spending all this money for?
See, and that's what my way of thinking was I love having the physical
copies, boxes, and all that. Yeah.
For both collectors, at like point of view, to
aesthetics.
Yeah. Like I can fucking display my shit here.
Yeah.
And then I mean, there's just some times where you get home and you're tired and you're like, I don't want to fucking go to GameStop. I'm gonna just buy it online.
And that's the thing. I haven't gone to GameStop in like I would say at least 8 years.
Yeah.
I order all my shit either at Walmart, Amazon, but fuck GameStop. Yeah. I don't ever go there. Fuck that. Yeah,
you want that insurance on your game? You want a cell phone plan?
Yeah.
Want a credit card?
Yeah.
No thanks, buddy. I just want my copy of Anime Booba Game 2.
Dude, also another reason, quick anecdote, another reason why I will always to my dying breath say fuck GameStop. When I was like 14, 15, I had just started watching Red vs. Blue, and I was like, oh, this is a great show. I love it. I went to GameStop, and they had a fucking DVD of like the best of Red vs. Blue, and I'm like, oh, cool. And it was cheap. I could afford it. And I was like, oh, dude, badass. I go to the front, and my mom's there. And the guy at the counter looks at it, and he looks at my mom. He's like, "This says a lot of bad words." And my mom's like, "Oh, really?" Well, no, you can't get that. And I was like, "Are you?" And I looked at the guy, and I looked at him like, "Are you serious?"
Fuck that guy.
Like, but to me, I was like, "Yeah, fuck that guy." But from that, I was too young to differentiate.
But
people.
You were like, "Fuck GameStop."
Yeah. From then on, I was just like, "I'm never coming back to this place." I was like, "You just lost a customer for life."
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Seriously, what was this?
GameStop sucks.
GameStop sucks.
But like, you know, I still buy stuff there, but the whole trade and stuff, the whole world knows that is like a big scam. Yeah, it's like a broken.
Just sell
system.
your shit on fucking Amazon. You'll get like 3-4 times the money.
They'll give you like, they do that classic Pawn Stars thing where they're like, oh, here, I bought this $60 game like 2 days ago. Can I trade it in?
$1 for it.
Best I can do is 60 cents and some credit, some store credit. Oh, how much store credit?
If you go store credit, I'll give you
honestly
$10.
Yeah, not enough to buy a new game.
I'm not sad if GameStop dies in the next couple of years.
I mean, it's going to. It has to.
It for sure
the
will.
way everything's going.
Yeah.
I mean,
they make their money off of merchandise, not even games anymore.
I'd hate to say that because I have buddies that work there. Like, you know, I used to work there, so like I have friends that work there, and it's like their life. So I would feel bad if it closes, but I mean the harsh reality is that's just the way the way the world is going, and as far as you know, gaming and you know the business, like you said, the business aspect, everybody's buying digital.
Yeah, and it's not GameStop does not have a functioning business model that it's adapted to the way games have evolved or the games media or games.
They're kind of just rolling with it, like, just like our impending doom.
Yeah, they're just putting out fires, or like that webcomic where it's that dog sitting down. He's like, "This is fine."
Their business model is stuck in like 2008.
Yeah. Seriously,
and you hate to see it. Well, I love to see it.
They're still called EB Games.
Oh yeah. Well, or Babbage's. Remember that one?
Oh wow, that did. Man, I had totally forgotten about them.
So back to BioShock real quick. And we were also talking about soft reboots, sequels, remakes. BioShock 1 was kind of a spiritual successor to a PC game that you might remember called System Shock.
I do, yes.
No, I don't.
Which is being remade.
Oh, wow.
Is both really? 1 and 2. Both System Shock 1 and 2 are being remade, I think. And I think there's also System Shock 3 in the works. Or something like that. It's one of those like Kickstarter projects that like I
quite the workload.
Yeah.
Let's take on all three right now.
But they're like being made by different companies. Okay. It's one of those things where it's like one of those Kickstarter projects really that ambitious. I saw that I gave like $10 to. And right now I'm just waiting for like an email to pop up in my phone that says, "Oh, this game came out." And I'm like, "What? I gave money to kickstart System Shock?" And so I'd rather they just go back to System Shock than BioShock. I think BioShock is firmly done because System Shock 2 did end on a nice little cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So you could come back to that. Anyway, enough about BioShock.
Yeah.
Not a lot to be said there.
Yeah. What were you telling me about, what is it? What is the Cursed Halo?
Cursed Halo. So
you were talking about it, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
So a mod popped up on YouTube a few days ago, I think it was. I don't know if you want to pop it up on the screen.
Let's see. Give me a second.
This won't play well for any listeners, but
well, you guys can just look it up and follow along with us.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to talk about this just because I thought it was so fucking hilarious to me. Halo but cursed. Yes, that is the one.
Halo, except it's incredibly cursed, is the name of the video by Inferno.
So let's do a little watch along.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Jesus. Classic machinimation.
Yes. That well, Mario used to love machinimation as an art form.
Yeah, because it's the cheapest way to get actors and a scene and a set done. Like, I want to film movies, you know what I mean? Make TV shows and stuff like that. And this is the easiest way to do that and still get to do a full production.
So what the fuck is this?
So this guy modded in a bunch of Minecraft maps.
That's awesome.
Minecraft weapons, but that's not it. Like, the things he did with like the scripting to change like some of the weapons is unreal.
God,
like,
I love smart people who can do this.
Like, look at that. This is all in the Halo 1 engine.
You can use the Minecraft bow and arrow in Halo 1.
This actually looks pretty fun.
Dude, I would love to play that.
Yeah, and
that's why we got to get PCs for the office so we can all play this shit.
Yeah.
Like crazy shit that people make online.
Well, we're almost there.
Like, imagine telling yourself from like 15, 20 years ago that this is Halo now.
Shit. Dude, I would think 10 years ago I would have jizzed my little pants.
God, so... this mod, it's been blowing up sort of in a lot of circles, and just it reminded me Halo used to be a thing.
Oh, dude, you don't got to tell me. I was obsessed with
it. Was
this
Combat
game.
Evolved, guys.
You can't forget that CE.
Yeah, for real. I mean, you really can't.
But
are they throwing pistols at each other?
They are. Holy shit.
Also, the barrel of the gun's reversed, so if you try to shoot it normally, it shoots you in the head.
And why is it wonky? Why is the fucking sniper rifle wonky? Like,
the erectile dysfunction sniper rifle.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
well, it looks fun. I'm not gonna lie. Wow.
Dude, he literally goes through each weapon and modifies what they do. And
I love what he did to the shotgun, the blunderbuss.
It's called blunderbuss.
Yeah. Check this out.
Isn't that what they called, like...
Holy fuck. It's... Dude, he even changed the animation to make it look like you're loading a musket? How do you do that?
He's loading a blunderbuss.
He does have a video on his other channel that
Holy
shows you how he edited the stuff to work like this.
That's
which we'll put in the links to the description or whatever.
Oh, shit.
I miss Halo, dude. Like,
yeah.
I miss when we used to get together.
Yeah.
And play on the same TV. We don't do that anymore.
Or what I would do
we kind of do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But, I mean, it's harder now that you're like a working adult.
Yeah.
To being like a dipshit 10-year-old or whatever.
Yeah, where you had all the time in the world and your friends could stay over as long as you want. And you're like, oh, no worries. We'll play all night.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I remember my cousins would come over and they'd bring their Xbox and we'd connect them. So someone would be in the living room and then I'd be on the other side of the wall in my room. And then 4 of us on one TV and then 4 other people on the other TV. Yeah. And we just go at it for hours. Like, fuck you, this and that. Oh, I can kill you. I'm under that. Halo 1 was so intense. So intense.
I know.
Man, yeah, to this day, I still love this game. Like, I'll go back and I'll play Halo 1. I'll play Halo 2. I'll play Halo 3. Like, I love the series. I love it. But that does lead me into the question that I wanted to ask you guys. What is the shelf life for a series? Like BioShock, we definitely, all of us thought it was over. Mm-hmm. No one expected a new fucking...
the new Halo is coming out.
Yeah, it's soonish. Like,
what's it called? Halo Infinite?
No,
Halo Discovery? Halo something?
Infinite, right?
So, BioShock Infinite. Yeah. Look, I'll say this. Developers will keep making games if
people keep buying them.
People keep buying them.
Sure,
but
of course.
Halo hasn't been as successful as it once used to be.
No.
That got taken over by Call of Duty.
Yeah, the duties have taken over the shooting franchise or genre.
Halo has mostly just fallen off the cliff, but
it has.
I don't know. You've seen the Master Chief Collection has been selling like hotcakes on Steam.
Crazy.
That shows that there is a demand there.
Yeah.
But maybe like the direction they went through after Reach wasn't what fans wanted, and maybe also the generation that came after us, those little Zoomers, pieces of shit.
Yeah,
they don't like the slower paced action.
Yeah, they're used to Call of Duty being the faster.
Yeah, because that's what they grew up with, and we grew up with Halo.
Yeah,
that came out when we were like 10 years old.
Yeah,
right.
Maybe a little bit, maybe a little older, maybe. But I would say
it came out like 2002, so 10,
11, maybe 10, around there. Yeah, but I would say that's why we can appreciate both, because we got to see the beginnings of both.
Yeah.
Like we saw Call of Duty emulating Halo from the beginning by being like, oh, we're a shooter too, but we got realistic stuff and the real wars that already happened.
That was funny to think that for a hot moment, Call of Duty was a realistic game.
I know.
Do you guys remember Medal of Honor?
Ooh. Yeah. Well, that got killed by Call of Duty.
that was assassinated by Call of Duty for sure.
I think the original the original Call of Duty was called by the developers the Medal of Honor killer.
Yeah.
And it worked.
It definitely did that.
Man, I remember used to playing the shit out of the original Call of Duty on PC back at a certain E-Coliseum.
Yeah, I remember that.
E-Coliseum. Wow.
That's for us.
That's for us, yeah.
I mean, I can't even remember any other place like that.
How long was it open for?
From around 2000.
When
did Half-Life 2 come out?
Fuck.
I want to say ask you an obscure question with another obscure question.
So I want to say 2003 to about 2007, because I remember it closed down around. I was definitely in high school by the time it closed down.
E-Coliseum, by the way, was like a game lounge.
Yeah, it was a game lounge internet cafe that would go to. A lot of like
go on the weekends after school, and fucking game it up.
They had energy drinks there that got me addicted at an early age. Balls Guarana, if you remember those.
I don't.
I'm kind of glad I
not
did.
Good. You had to order them online.
Those are like the early testings of energy drinks.
They were called balls because the bottle had balls on the side.
Oh my god!
But that balls was really good. Anyways, Halo. Does the franchise have a viable future, do you think? Is this new game going to work for them?
I think what you said, or maybe it was Danny who said it, but the fact is that people keep buying these games enough to warrant another one. And Halo, just like I guess Call of Duty, has a loyal fan base where, like me, I'll buy anything they put out, because I love the series. But there is getting to a point where I'm starting to feel the fatigue, and I'm like, all right, guys, chill out for a year.
I felt the fatigue with Reach, and I liked Reach a lot, but after Reach I was like, I'm fine with it ending here. Halo 4 didn't care for it at all.
I don't remember.
I did like they had a cool campaign system aside from the normal campaign, where it was like you would play as a squad of Spartans doing like
squad. It was called something else, but yes, I know.
Yeah, and it was like formatted sort of like a television show, where there were like seasons, and it was some real cool shit.
Yeah,
it was actually like super in depth, and it was really fun.
Damn it!
But
I know what you're talking about. Can't fucking remember.
I think what it's called. I'll call it Spartan Stories in my head.
It was called Spartans. It was called Spartans, right?
It doesn't matter, but that shit was cool. That was the best part of Halo 4.
I agree. Because I was gonna say, I was like, I love Halo. I don't remember Halo 4 at all.
Yeah,
I just remember Guardians.
That's really the only part I care to remember about Halo 4. But I don't think I remember a single person saying that they liked Halo 5.
I enjoyed the story a lot. I like the idea of like they were coming after Master Chief, and I was like, oh, really? You're coming after my boy? Fuck humanity. Like, I was totally against humanity on the side. Like, in the trailers are like, Master Chief, our greatest hero, has betrayed us. And I was like, then you deserve it. Fuck you. Like, I was instantly like, okay, cool. Then I'll kill these new fucking Spartans that are coming after Master Chief. Like, I was so ready to be angry that they were trying to kill off my hero. I was like, no, Never.
Okay, got a hot take. Hot take incoming.
Okay.
Arbiter is way better than Master Chief in every single way.
I mean, he's cool.
I mean, I like Keith David. But
I actually dislike Master Chief a lot because he's a nothing.
That is a hot take.
He's
That
a
is a hot
nothing
take.
character.
Then you know what? We should take off his helmet so we can see his face.
No.
No.
Oh, but you don't care about him. You don't care about him.
I don't-
Mario, he got you there. He got you there.
Look, I will say that at least 4 tried to give him some character development, but I would have preferred if they just kept him as like Doom guy.
Yeah,
I would have been fine if they just made him Doom guy for Halo.
But I've
Well, I
seen
kinda
Doom
like
Guy's face.
Yeah.
No, that's a different Doom guy.
No, it's the same guy.
It's funny, Mario.
Look,
Look what you said about
I
giving him
go.
character
This is my
development.
philosophy with first-person shooters. Either your character is a literal nothing, like Doom guy from Doom 2016,
Mm-hmm.
who has a personality just from doing the shit he does, where he like punches everything like a fucking madman, or he's a bona fide character. Like, I don't know if you guys play the new Wolfenstein games.
No.
I haven't, and I really want to.
BJ Blazkowicz, probably the best first-person shooter character.
I need to play.
He's really fucking
I
fun.
can't say anything. I mean, I got a Doom poster in my room, so
if you guys have the opportunity to play the new Wolfensteins,
Yeah.
ooh,
Take him.
those games.
I want to. I definitely want to give it a
Good.
try.
But yeah, I don't know how to feel about Halo's franchise right now.
Me neither.
Well, I guess that goes back to my question of like, what gives a series more of a shelf life, or makes it more like, what would attract you guys back to it? Like Mario was saying, is it more character development? Is it the story changing? Is the gameplay being totally different?
Put it on the
Or-
PS4.
That would get me back for sure.
Yes, same. I
well,
don't
I'm
even
not
have an
buying
Xbox
an
anymore.
Xbox,
I don't
so-
even have an
Well,
Xbox
now
anymore.
that they seem to be putting it on Steam, if they just put it on Steam, I'll probably also get it there.
Oh, dude, what? Oh,
But,
sorry, different topic. Never mind.
Look, my favorite Halo game is ODST.
Ooh,
I think the campaign of that game
one of those characters comes
is
back.
immaculate.
One of those
For
characters comes
Halo
back.
ODST. If they follow that like plot progression where you have that like semi-open world city to explore in,
Mhm.
where it's not too open but open enough to give you like a sense of like
Freedom.
I
Yeah, because every
would
Halo
be
game
down
is
with
linear as fuck. You're right. That
Mhm.
would be an interesting change of pace.
Definitely.
But yeah, I loved exploring that city of Halo
Mombasa.
ODST. Yeah,
Nathan Fillion comes back in part 5.
nice.
Yeah, he's a Spartan in part 5 though.
Oh,
He becomes one.
that's boring.
All right, guys. Well, let's move on to what's next?
What's going on tonight?
Oh, that's
Ooh,
right. The Game Awards.
Game Awards
2019.
2K19.
Do you guys want to quickly go over the nominated list and see what?
Yeah,
give
so let's see
our,
what we got. Let's see what we got.
Yeah. All right, where do you guys want to start?
Ooh, GOTY. GOTY.
Yeah, Game of
So
the Year.
the
Let's see.
nominations we got for Game of the Year are Control by Remedy 505 Games. Have you guys played Control?
New.
Or
I
heard of it?
have.
And
It's
just a quick. What is it about or what?
it's have you ever read those SCP stories?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
It's basically the SCP game.
Are you serious?
It's
Oh.
yeah, it's weird, it's spooky, but not scary, spooky.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. It's interesting. It's a good ass game.
Damn, I'm actually
I-
way more interested
yeah,
in it now.
Yeah. Holy shit.
In terms of like overall like world design, I would have to say it's probably like the best game. And the combat's also pretty fun, but I don't know if I'd give it Game of the Year award, but I really enjoyed my time with that game.
Mm-hmm.
And next is Death Stranding.
Which is
Ooh.
I have to admit, I have not put my hands on this game.
I've
I
seen
desperately
gameplay,
want to
Yeah.
because I'm curious.
I've seen gameplay.
You're
of
falling
it.
into the Kojima plan.
Yeah, that's his true plot, his true plan.
Yeah, but I really think again, I have very limited experience. I myself didn't get to play it. I just saw it being played. And
I've seen
it feels,
hours and hours and hours and hours of gameplay footage.
Does it not feel like he's trying to make a movie?
Oh yeah, that's all his games.
Oh,
But this one more so than others, I feel. Because fucking walking
yeah,
is a challenge in this game. Like, you have to have balance. Like, what? Like I understand gameplay mechanics being cool and interesting and weird, and Kojima's always done something like that where he's like implements something unique or strange into the thing. Yeah. Cool, great.
Look,
but just like make a movie already. Just go make a movie.
There is a conversation to be had because over this past decade, people have been going into that walking simulator genre of games like Gone Home, Tacoma.
Yeah.
Those games where you literally just walk around an area and explore a world, but you don't actually like do anything. There's no combat. It's just like story. And a lot of people hate that, but I think that like genre of game is like actually interesting. But like to make a game where you're like a glorified postman seems so fucking boring to me.
It does. I mean,
but
who knows? It's nominated for
Game of the Year.
So.
If this wins, I'm not gonna be surprised because some people really love this.
Yeah.
I'll be blunt. I've never seen any gameplay of this from someone or seen someone play this and been like, "Oh wow, that was fucking cool."
You're not wrong. It might be this. It might be that type of thing where like, I don't know, like if you actually have your hands on it, it actually feels really good somehow.
Yeah. But, you know what it feels like? It feels like an indie movie that like, oh, I'll appreciate this when I'm at my house, but you don't want to go watch that at the fucking theater. Like, at least that's what it feels like to me. Like, I would definitely love if Redbox was still a thing to rent it and play it for a little bit and then turn it back.
Maybe, yeah.
But I wouldn't want to own this game.
Well, R.I.P. Redbox.
But yeah, so it's nominated, and I'm gonna read the list real quick, and then we'll kind of just pick and choose what we want to talk about. So we got Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and The Outer Worlds. These are all your nominations for Game of the Year 2K19.
So we've already talked about RE2.
Yeah.
I don't think we really need to say anything more other than it was a really good remake.
Yeah.
Unless you have something to say.
No, more than the fact that there was nothing new is the reason I wouldn't give it Game of the Year. But it's fucking great to play. Sure, I've been super fucking interested in The Outer Worlds. Fallout in space, I'm all about it.
Yeah, The Outer Worlds, I would probably have to say is my Game of the Year.
Wow. Okay, now I'm even more excited to play.
Yeah. In gameplay, it's nothing new. It's literally it's Fallout.
Yeah.
But
I am mad at.
The story, I've talked to you guys off screen a bit about some certain quest lines. That game has probably the most hilarious and depressing writing in a game.
That's awesome.
I mean, a game where like the enemies in a grander scope of things are giant, like capitalist, like hyper mega corporations that literally own your lives. I think that's a nice, interesting concept. Smash Brothers, that might actually take it.
I don't know.
Okay, for us,
fighting games usually don't win.
Yeah, but not okay. Let's ignore
for
the
most
game.
For most people, Smash is the fighting game.
Yeah,
I disagree with them in every possible way.
No, but you're right though. Most people when you're that makes total sense.
This is gonna win best fighting game of the year. I think.
Sadly, Samurai Showdown deserves that.
Let's ignore the Game Awards critiques or rules for what's Game of the Year. What are we setting as our channel's rules for what would qualify a Game of the Year? Like let me give you an example. I think hours of gameplay. Or hours length of what you would want to like. I could see myself playing 40 hours of this or whatever. X. Gameplay itself, the mechanics, whether that's fun or it's frustrating or blah blah blah, and then I guess story and I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. What would be the qualifiers? Like those are just examples of mine.
I'm more of a story single player driven kind of person. Like that's my shit, and to me it's got to have a great soundtrack.
Ooh, okay.
Well, I do enjoy a good soundtrack.
That's me. Obviously, it has to be at least enjoyable.
Yeah, like the gameplay has to be fun.
Yeah, I mean,
otherwise,
But if it's got a really good story, something that kind of it just makes me dive into it, and I don't look back. And if the music is right along the way, keeping me,
into it,
gripped into it and stuff, that to me is a great game.
Okay, Mario.
Mostly what Danny said, though. You talked about length, both of you, but for me, it's not so much of the length as
how long
length that's good, well spent. Because Resident Evil 2 is a 3-hour game.
Yeah.
But those are some good ass 3 hours.
Yeah, that's a fun, solid 3 hours.
On the other hand, I hate speaking about a game that I haven't played, but Death Stranding is said to be like 40 hours, and a lot of that time in the game seems to be like empty walking.
Yeah.
And like, sure, it's a long game, but like, how much of that is actually enjoyable. Like time well spent?
Yeah. That makes sense. I guess you know what? We shouldn't determine it of like how long it is, but like how many hours you'd be willing to put into it. Like, oh yeah, I could definitely play that. Like,
yeah.
Even though like it's Resident Evil is a 3-hour game, but I'll play it every weekend. I'll play it again. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'll spend 40 hours in a 3-hour game for sure.
Yep.
Especially if, like Mario was saying, if those 3 hours are good. So for us, I would say our rules, our critiques are that the gameplay is fun, that you could actually spend good amounts of time, good fun time in it. Like whether it's a short game or a long game, as long as you're having fun doing that, you can spend time on it. And I mean, I'll be honest, I never really, I wasn't focused on the music, but I can easily recite every Halo theme and just be like, it sets me off. So I would agree with that.
A good soundtrack can make a mediocre game into a good game.
Yeah, and especially when like that replayability factor, like later on you're doing something and you hear something just a little bit similar, like fuck, now I want to play that game again. So
I'd agree. There's no better moment than like when you hear like the theme of a game at the start of it, and then like the final boss's theme is like a remixed version of that. It always brings like a tear to my eye.
That's fucking awesome. Wow. I had not noticed that, but you're right. Actually, now that I think of oh man.
So yeah, I mean,
well, as far as the games of the year, most of them are pretty solid. I wish we had played more of them so we can have more of a solid opinion on it.
Yeah.
But as for now, best guess, what's game of the year?
I'm gonna go with. It's probably gonna be Death Stranding.
I want to say it's gonna be Death Stranding.
I want it to be Resident Evil 2.
Really?
I want it to be.
I want it to be Outer Worlds.
Same.
It may be.
Well, just because I want Fallout to be good again.
I'm thinking it's probably gonna go to
Mr.
Kojima over there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't disagree actually.
I think it might be like Jeff Keighley's way of saying fuck you to Konami, but I don't know.
Oh.
I think that might be me reading too much into it. You want to take a quick look at the other categories?
Yeah. Let's see.
Man, these Game Awards.
For real. Do we need Game Awards?
No, we really don't.
Right?
We don't.
I was gonna say, I was like, I don't. The only reason I care about Game of the Year is when it comes out. You know, with all the DLC.
To me, Game of the Year to me is just the cheaper version of the game with all the DLC.
Exactly, with all DLC included.
I couldn't
give a shit.
Like, I remember there was a time when people would get like super mad at like in school or whatever because they'd be like, "Oh, this is Game of the Year. No, this is the Game of the Year. Fuck you. How dare you like a different game than me?" But these days, like. Fuck, man, I just want to play games. Like,
all right, so we got best action game, and it's probably gonna be Call of Duty.
Unfortunately, I agree.
Or Apex, because battle royales is the way that the world is moving.
Hate battle royale.
What's the difference between action and action adventure game?
I guess the
action adventure would be more like Dark Soulsy, like more exploration.
More like Sekiro
storyline, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's more of like the difference between like a shooter and like an explorer type of game.
Yeah.
What's gonna take it here? Action adventure game.
Action adventure. I think they might give this to. If RE2 is gonna win, it's gonna win here. I would say.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
either that or Sekiro.
Art direction, Death Stranding. I mean, I don't know these other games.
I would have to go with Control here.
Yeah, I don't know what the other ones.
Audio design.
Don't know.
This might, if anything, this might be for sure win for Death Stranding because Kojima's a nut for audio design.
Yeah, you're right.
He's always crediting all the songs when they pop out. He loves that.
Community support.
Fucking Fortnite is
What
probably
is-
gonna win this one.
What is community support?
Yo, what
know.
even
It
does
says
that even mean?
community support, recognizing a game for outstanding community support. Oh no shit!
Get the
Oh.
fuck. All right, let's
Fancy
skip
and
that
it's fun.
fucking.
If
stupid-
anything, I give this one a Final Fantasy. That's a good community, Final Fantasy 14.
Okay, and that's pretty much it.
That's all.
Look,
That's
it doesn't
all
matter,
the thing we
really.
care about.
When you
Until we're on the list, that list doesn't fucking matter.
when you get down to brass tacks, awards don't really matter.
That's true.
It's all about the enjoyability
Yeah.
of what you're playing, what you spent your good hard-earned money on.
Mhm. And then having fun. At the end of the day, just have fun.
Yeah.
If it's not fun, it's not worth it.
Exactly.
Well, I think that's been a pretty successful first podcast, guys. How do you feel?
I agree.
Yeah,
I think
I
we've been
think
killing it.
that was fine.
I think Mario did great. I think Daniel did great.
Oh,
and I
you
think
fuckhead. I think I need a pee.
Yeah.
Really fucking
Same
bad.
here. So let's toss it over to Mario to close us out. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening to us ramble on.
That was the VentureCast Venture Podcast. Venture wrapped up.